Welcome to Colombo, the vibrant capital city of Sri Lanka. From the historic fort district to the modern business centers, Colombo offers a unique blend of tradition and innovation. Visit temples like the Gangaramaya Temple, indulge in delicious local cuisine, or take a stroll along the picturesque Galle Face Green. Come and explore the vibrant energy of Colombo, a city with a rich history and bright future. And hello my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the Nomac Guides channel. And in today's video we're going to be sharing with you 10 things to do when you're in the city of Colombo, Sri Lanka. As always with every video on this channel, things are not in any specific order from best to worst, they're just simply how I put them in. So make sure you stick around until the end of this video so you don't miss out on any of the amazing things to do in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Let's get into it. Number one on the list today, guys, is going to be Pettah Market. And Pettah Market is not just any market, it is a very chaotic and busy market located in Colombo, Sri Lanka.
Guys, and right next to us, we're actually next to the incredibly beautifully designed red mosque. Whoa, we got a fast moving motorcycle again. Oh, thank you, my friend. So you guys gotta watch your step where you're going. You gotta be alert at all times.
But let me tell you this, it is a fun market to visit, not just because of everything going on, but you can find pretty much everything you can imagine, from textiles to electronics to Sri Lankan flags or anything else you might have in mind. I even picked up my own sarong there, custom made by the tailor.
Ooh, damn! Look at the speed he goes. And we're almost to the end. And boom! Hold it. All right. Nice. Pretty good.
As well as a couple other random items as I was exploring this area. And best of all, the prices are very, very fair. This is why you'll find so many people there picking up all different types of things that they need. Number two on the list is to visit the Galle Face Beach in the Colombo area right along the water. And the best time to visit is actually right at sunset, and the reason being is it is beautiful. You get all of the locals coming down watching the sunset there, and a lot of activities for you to take part in.
There's like 10 times as many people here as there was when I was here like 3 hours ago.
Whether you like flying kites, you're going to see a lot of them in the sky there, or if you want to get yourself a small little street stand food item or some ice cream, you'll be able to find that there as well. And it's a really nice area in Colombo to be able to walk around. There's a reason why every single night it is busy. And don't forget, you're going to want to stay there at sunset just in time for the flag ceremony. You can see the officials from the city come down and take the flag down each night.
So that's how they ensure it doesn't touch the ground. They're basically bunching it up, grabbing it, and slowly moving in as the other guys on the right continue to pull it down. All right, so we've got a closer view here. Oh, actually we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A sixth guy over there. So there's a lot of people involved in the process.
Number three on the list is to head downtown and go for a Swan boat ride. Now, the unique part about the Swan boat ride is it is literally in the shape of a swan. And
we got a seat there, we got a seat there.
You can fit 2, maybe even 3 people inside if you're a family with 1 kid. It's a tight little space, but a nice one to go cruising around.
Not gonna be able to walk tomorrow after the quads feel this workout. Man, honestly, it's a good workout.
In this lake that's in between modern buildings and temples, and for me, I did it right at sunset.
Because you can just see everything shining. Like I was saying, that gold building, now their reflection's not just smashing in.
Pretty much everything you do is always going to be better at sunset, in my opinion, just because you have that golden hour reflection. So that's another thing that I will recommend you to do at sunset, because you can see the sun lighting up all of the buildings around it. You get such a beautiful orange tint to everything, and a really nice way to kind of relax in the middle of the city, yet see quite a bit at once.
Oh yeah, actually reverse is much faster.
So right after you're done going for a nice fun swan ride, you're going to want to head over to number 4 on the list, which is visiting the Gangaramaya Temple.
All right, get those shoes off. We've got the...
And this temple, you pay about a $2 donation that covers the costs of maintenance of the temple.
Oh, this must be beautifully lit up at night.
And you can walk around this island-like temple, which you have similar views like you can see on the Swan, but in this case, you're seeing a very beautiful part of Sri Lanka's cultural and religious side.
The traditional side mixed with the modern side.
And this temple extends in a couple different parts that you can walk around and get a great feel for it as well. Number 5 on the list is to head down to the Port City area. And what the Port City area is an upcoming part of Sri Lanka that is being built in a very futuristic style. Now, with foreign investment, they are slowly building parts of this city.
Many different sets of agreements or things that have happened.
When I was in Sri Lanka, they had just finished the Port City Bridge, which is this Dubai-like bridge. In terms of Dubai, I mean in the sense of very futuristic, very modern, and something that when you look at it, it just makes you stare for a while because it's truly a magnificent piece of architecture. And let me tell you, with the amount of people that are visiting that area on a daily basis, that just goes to show you how magnificent of a piece it is to walk on over and explore. Now, in the port city, depending on when you're watching this video, either now or in a couple years, they plan to expand this into a whole metropolis.
So you're getting a bit of an influence from all of these different cities here,
with a lot of modern buildings, restaurants, and so many things. When you're actually near the Port City Bridge, you can see some of the information as you're walking along that area to find out a bit more of what the port city is going to look like long term. Number 6 on the list is to visit the Rahima Hotel restaurant. Yeah, at first thought you're like, a hotel? But it's not a hotel, actually. It is a restaurant. And this restaurant has very delicious food. And the reason why I recommend it to you guys is because my friend Ali, who I explored some of Sri Lanka with, he actually had heard of this restaurant.
I got good recommendations from Lukita and his girlfriend. So,
all right, sweet.
So if it's not good, I'll blame them.
All right, exactly. We'll blame them then. Yeah.
Cheap and really delicious food. So we happened to make a trip over during our stay in Colombo and loved it. We had food like Sri Lanka chicken biryani, like their version of it, which was so delicious. The staff there was welcoming. They brought us in the back of the restaurant to show us how they make their food, and we tried a couple different other items of food while we were there, and overall just such a great experience and gives you a true Sri Lankan taste of what the cuisine is like at a great price. Number 7 on the list is to explore Colombo's nightlife. Yes, that is right. If you're not familiar with it, Colombo has an amazing nightlife scene. And from what I mean by that, you can find clubs, you can find bars, you can find lounges. One place that I had stopped over at, I think maybe even twice, was the Honey Beach Club. And this was like a really vibey, almost like Miami type of atmosphere. They've got good drinks, great music, DJs playing there as well. But just overall, a great place to have a fun night out.
I didn't share any of the time eating it with you guys because the music's super loud, so it's probably gonna get stopped by YouTube. But anyways, it was a really nice time checking out this place.
Now, Honey Beach Club was just one example that I was able to explore during my time there, but there's a lot of other options in Colombo if you like to go out and party.
The bad news is the floating market Pettah is closed for the night because there's not a single shop open.
Number 8 on the list is to head over to the Abdul Hamid Street. So the reason why I recommend this place is because when I was in Sri Lanka, I had the pleasure of meeting a Sri Lankan local.
Here we have Ruzena. Hi. So Ruzena is from Sri Lanka originally. She's actually living in Abu Dhabi right now, and she is an expert on both popular foods and the lesser known foods that are delicious.
Who took my friend Ali and I on a food tour to a few different places, and one of the places we went to was this food street.
Favorite place in Colombo. This is my hub and my love.
This is it, yeah?
And here we were able to try so many local Sri Lankan dishes that were absolutely phenomenal. The nice part is this is a locals area, so you're gonna find really great prices. You're gonna find authentic and very fresh food in this area. As you can see in some of these video clips that I have while I was there, I explored quite a bit of the street, tried a fair amount of different dishes here, but as I'm walking down the street, you can see how many different options of food variations there are. So a really nice place to make a trip over to, have a good meal, have an evening meal, and let's put it this way, you will not regret it. And number 9 on the list is to visit a restaurant called Nellum, and this one was also a place that Ruzena had brought us over to during the trip, so I had to share it with you guys because it was such a cool experience. Obviously, if you're going to Sri Lanka, you're most likely someone that likes food, and if you're not, well, you're probably going to like food after your trip over here, especially when you make it over to the Nellum restaurant. Now here, they're going to give you a banana leaf. That's right, this huge green leaf. You're going to be able to pick and choose a bunch of types of Sri Lankan food that you're going to load up on it, and you're going to chow down. They're going to give you so much food, you're going to have no idea how you're even going to finish that portion. So make sure you go there on a very empty stomach so you can make sure you get your money's worth, because you are going to be very full when you're walking out of there, because I know I was. And number 10 on the list, last but not least, of course, and that is to take a scenic train either within the Colombo area to one of the local suburbs, or take it to one of the cities like Kandy or down to the southern part.
It's going all the way from Colombo Yeah, just roughly 3 hours on the express train, and then the slower train probably is like 4 or 5 hours. The slower train with more stops.
Now, you can probably imagine in an upcoming video, I'm going to be sharing with you things to do in some other cities. So this train is that perfect passageway to get you from here in Colombo to the next city. But more specifically on the train, guys, let me tell you, the train rides in Sri Lanka are some of my favorite I've done in the world. You can go with a third-class cabin and pay a very small amount of money. We're talking just a couple bucks, if that even. Now, it's going to be a very crammed space to get you from point A to point B. And if you want a window seat, it's going to be very difficult to make that happen unless you're one of the first people on the train. Now, you can take a second class or a first class train, and those are going to be slightly more expensive, maybe $5-6 for a ticket for the first class.
In the second class cabin, in order to get a spot where you're going to hang out, you got to get to the train early enough and be the first one to get on. So now I think it makes sense why people were running to the train. It was probably to make sure they got a good spot. Whereas like getting back in the first class cabin area, you have an assigned seat, so you don't have to run to your spot because it's assigned for you already.
Depending on which train you go on, and you'll be able to have your own spot.
So yeah guys, basically on the train here we've got tray tables, drink holders, a little footrest down there, screens up top there. Looks like there might even be a movie playing up there. And bad news is I got the window where we don't have a window. It would have been better to be on one of these where you can have a direct view out.
On the first class train, you're not able to open up the windows, but there are some areas where the doors are open and you can see outside. So it's a really beautiful scenic route depending on where you're going, but I will tell you, after taking 3 or 4 trains in Sri Lanka, all of the routes were amazing. Now, since I left Sri Lanka, they did open up another line, another train line, but I believe that's not from Colombo. It might be from Kandy down to Ella and vice versa, to go on a very tourist-focused type of scenic train. And so that's something to keep in mind. I can't tell you too much about it, but it's something I wanted to mention on the topic of trains. So that pretty much wraps up this 10 things to do in Colombo, guys. Now, I do want to mention to you guys that it's just a small amount of the things that you can do while you're visiting Colombo. I covered all of those things in probably about 1 week while I was there, and they were my highlights. They were the things that I really enjoyed while I was exploring around Colombo. So I think you'll definitely have a great time. If there's anything on the list that you think was missed, that you really think is something amazing that people would enjoy, drop a comment below. And also, if you're looking for a place to book excursions, guys, you can check the description below. I actually have links to different excursions you can book with inside the country. Now, keep in mind, I do get a very small commission if you use those links, so no pressure to use them, but it helps this channel if you would like to. So that's where we're gonna go ahead and end this video, guys. If you can do me the biggest favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps so much because I just started this channel. I'll be making videos like this all over the world, and so it helps this channel so much if you guys can support me in that way. And thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.